did so you were in this kind of very commercial kind of corporate gym, and then you started to, you were kind of moving in a slightly different direction. Like you say, you were trying to, maybe train people barefoot. You were starting to have these, you were researching, I suppose, the genesis of this kind of thing that's gone on to become more of the kind of historical types of training and more niche types of training. So you just felt like, well, actually, I can't really be the person I want to be and do the training I want to do in this environment. So I'm going to go and start my own place. Yeah.
It's just stifling. It was very frustrating coming to work for. Listen, I get it that it's a corporate setup. They've obviously probably got insurers and they've got everything else that they want. They've got other members that they've got to consider, and they've also got other trainers that they have to consider. And if they're towing the line with the terms and conditions, and I'm not, and they can't seem to be favouring this sort of big guy in the corner because he wants to train his clients on Swiss balls and with no shoes on and this, that, and the other. So it was clashing, and at the same time I was reading a lot more into kind of like Ray Peat and sort of alternative forms of sort of nutrition and this, that, and the other. And I was very much kind of going down the rabbit hole of like, the mainstream is not the way. The mainstream is not the way. And of course, you kind of sometimes you do full circle and you find the area of your ways, but you do take little nuggets of whatever you find on these things, and it kind of then starts to create your own method. And that's very much what I feel it's kind of done. You take little bits of flavor from everyone, and you kind of put it, and it amalgamates into your own method.
It's funny, isn't it? Because we were talking about this before press record. I think I said Gemma the other week. I said that it's really good to hear people do, like, within the industry, people might necessarily do the same things. Like we say, like walk, drink water, sleep, all of that, but they have different ways of getting it across to people. And what you've just said there is great, because it's like, you're in this commercial place and you were trying to do something different, not for the sake of doing it differently as well, but because you were on this journey to learn and not just go, this is how they do it, so I'll just do it like that and do it like that for the rest of my life. It's like, no, I'm going to learn. And then, like you say, you come full circle and then go, right, I've learned all of this stuff. Here's the bits that I need for the people who are training for myself. And that's it.
Yeah.
Well, you'll get people who try and be different just to be different sake, or just to stand out somewhere on Instagram or whatever. And then that becomes a thing that they've got to actually keep doing to be different. And it's like, no, the information is there, and it's how you package it up. And if it fits you and fits your people, then it's perfect, isn't it?
The irony there was that when I kind of left and set up my own place, I also went to do my first teaching qualification. So I did my petals, which is preparing to teach in the lifelong learning sector, and that allows me to basically teach whatever sort of vocational qualifications that I've got. So I was able to then teach level 2 gym instructor award and level 3 personal trainer award to students, obviously, whether that be on a freelance basis or what have you. So I picked up some work for a company called Focus Training, and basically started going all over the country teaching people. And as I say, the irony was I'd gone away from the kind of the mainstream way of doing things, and then I put myself back in the mainstream way of doing things, because when you're basically under certain frameworks, teaching frameworks, you've got to do it as it's set in the framework.
Yeah.
So it has to all be evidence-based to the best of what we know. And you were going, it all became quite basic again, especially when it got to that kind of the nutrition side of things. You were working with the Eat Well plate, and you were working, with basic macros, which all makes sense, but there's a little bit more nuance to it the further down the rabbit hole you go. And of course, when we're trying to keep it simple for people at level 3, it was a case of having to jump back on the mainstream a little bit. But again, there's lots of good information in the mainstream. It's just the further you go down the rabbit hole, the further you see that there's a lot more nuance to all these different things, and there's many ways to kind of skin a cat, if you like. So then I did my assessor's award, and I've been working as a tutor and assessor doing level 2, level 3 gym and PT awards, and also massage therapy. So I've got a massage company as well, so a sports massage therapy company, and I teach people how to do that. So when Focus went under beginning of this year, actually, it kind of pulled the rug a little bit. So I've been picking up a little bit of freelance work with other companies, and in response to Focus going under, me and a colleague who also worked for Focus, we set up our own company. So we've now got our own training provider called Advanced Fitness Careers. So we've kind of moved that way, and sort of jumped in with both feet, and we've got his own company. In fact, we're up at Liverpool at the Fit Expo on the 3rd of July. So there's a Fit Expo up there. So we're going to proper launch up in Liverpool, which is going to be good fun. So if anyone's up in Liverpool, do come and say hello.
I don't think I've ever been to an expo. Have you, James?
Yeah, well, I used to go to loads of them. I used to speak at like the one at Birmingham NEC. There used to be
Body Power.
Body Power.
No, not Body Power. Before Body Power, even there used to be it's gone out of my head now. But there was a big, but before Body Power existed, there were different ones up at Birmingham NEC and things. Leisure Industry Week, I think LIW it used to be called.
Oh yeah.
LIW, all those sort of things. Yeah, no, I used to go to lots of those sort of things. Yeah. So Tom, with obviously you've got a very specific, like you say, Instagram persona profile, kind of the methodologies and the things that you do. We were talking a little bit earlier before we press record about bent pressing and these kind of vintage style kind of strongman lifts and things like that. So when you went into the whole kind of cultural I suppose historical kind of elements of training and things, how did you kind of start to go down that rabbit hole, and what kind of took you down that route, and how did you learn that sort of thing, and did you have mentors in that, and what was the journey as far as that's concerned?
I suppose initially it was the desire to be able to lift this fabled 172-pound Inch dumbbell. I'd heard about the Inch dumbbell, Thomas Inch being a traveling strongman born in Scarborough in the 19th century, who had his challenge dumbbells, and he'd have the 172, which was the big one, and then he'd have a middleweight Inch dumbbell, and he'd have a smaller Inch dumbbell. And it's called Inch after his surname, Tommy Inch, which a lot of people erroneously think it's because of the to do with the inches of size of the handle, but the handle itself is 2 3/8 inch in diameter. So it's quite a wide, it's like putting a Coke can in your hand, basically.
Yeah.
It's a chunky old bit of, cast that you've got to grab hold of. It's only 4 inches long, the handle, and either side of that handle is 2 big globes, which make it look like an old-fashioned circus dumbbell, which is exactly what it is. And it was his challenge dumbbell, and he took it all around to challenge people, and obviously famously, people couldn't lift it. Sort of moved forward a few decades, and then it found its, I think Dave Prowse, and you'll know who Dave Prowse is,
he's from round here.
Is he?
Yes,
he's from the West Country, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. Yeah. He was born near I can't remember where, but he's born in the southwest round near here. Yeah, Darth Vader, wasn't he?
Yeah, for Darth Vader.
The Green Cross code band for anyone.
Exactly. Yeah, you've got it. And so he was a giant of a man, and he took it round challenging people, and he had to be able to lift it onto a Yellow Pages. And we're going to be okay, Boomer. In fact, someone said that to me the other day, because a friend of mine is out in Spain at the minute, Matt. He's done some Indian club swinging with me, and he was doing some heel raise squats, and he had this yoga block. He said, "This bloody block's massive." I was like, "Is there not a telephone director or a Yellow Pages?" And he went, "Okay, Boomer." Apparently Yellow Pages do exist, but it's all online now.
Yeah. I was about to say that strongman trick is kind of gone forever now, isn't it? There's nothing quite.
Yeah, there's a few in the States who are still doing it. That they'll just. I think they still have directories, or there must be a factory that's churning them out, because this bloke's got thousands of them, and it's incredible what people can do with those.
I remember the old when they used to do it, and they'd try and they go, "Oh, I can't tear it," so they'd open it up and go, "I'll just take the big names out." And they just rip the sheet out, and then tear it in half and go, "There you go, done."
But all those kind of feats of strength is what really piqued my interest in that kind of training. But the Inch dumbbell was the one. It was this kind of magnus opus, if you like. For a lot of people, regardless of how much they train, they might never ever lift it.